Welcome back to the Pop Culture Discussion. I am your host Robert, and after years of speculation and months of photo leaks, we finally have our first official trailer for Deadpool 3, or more officially known as Deadpool and Wolverine. Now I'm going to be spoiling and speculating everything Deadpool and Wolverine in this video, so if you want to go into this movie knowing nothing or a minimal amount, I would suggest maybe not giving this one a watch, as I will be spoiling every plot point this trailer reveals and speculating an overall summary of all of it. If you're still here, thanks for tuning in, and let's analyze the trailer to work out what exactly is the plot for Deadpool and Wolverine. So this teaser trailer does an excellent job of getting us excited for the next Deadpool movie by spoiling the opening sequences, but leaving the rest of the movie to interpretation, as I feel like most of the footage used takes place in the opening act of the movie. Now the trailer opens up with Wade Wilson's birthday, with his wife Vanessa and all of his friends around him celebrating. Now, for those of you who only watched the standard runtime of Deadpool 2, yes, a heap of these characters absolutely did die in that movie. But in the post-credit scenes of Deadpool 2, Deadpool actually steals Cable's time machine watch and goes back in time to save Vanessa and, by the looks of it, his X-Force team. We did see Peter get rescued, but not Shatterstar and Vanisher, who are also here as well, so I'm assuming he saved the entire team. Wade also has hair, which is hilariously goofy and just looks ridiculous in the funniest way possible. This could possibly be a funny little fake out for Deadpool, showing that now, because he is with Disney, everything is all family friendly and sunshine and lollipops, so that people will drop their guard for when things escalate very quickly in the next scene. This also makes the pegging joke hit even harder, as Deadpool looks right at the camera, basically revealing a family friendly Deadpool is a joke just before the wig is ripped off to cement that statement as well. Speaking of which, these soldiers that kidnap Deadpool are from the TVA. They are the Time Variance Authority. They observe and control all the different timelines and time traveling shenanigans within the MCU. Basically, they're the time police of Marvel. And if you want to know anything more about them before watching Deadpool 3, just watch the Loki TV series, as that show is all about Loki working with them as well. So basically, if you're anyone except the Avengers or Doctor Strange, the TVA are going to come after you if you attempt any type of time travel stuff within the MCU. Now, Deadpool's time-traveling shenanigans featured in the post-credit scenes of Deadpool 2 absolutely would have gotten the TVA's attention. So this is a perfect way to pull him from Fox Marvel films and into Disney's MCU, as they are now all owned by Disney and can merge together without different companies disputing rights. Now it seems like different TVA agents are assigned different superheroes, as we are not given Owen Wilson's Morbius from Loki to introduce Wade into the TVA, but are instead shown a brand new character and agent. As much as I love Owen Wilson, I think this is a good call, as it keeps the relationship between Loki and Morbius special and limited to the Loki show. Although I'm totally not opposed to him getting a fun little cameo or whatnot in this movie. Wade also switches clothes from his standard civilian attire to some kind of retail looking uniform equipped with a name badge and everything. Or this could be like a prison uniform. Either way, they try to sneak this shot past us hoping no one would notice, but I totally did. So what's going on here? Wade is just chilling in a locker room with his suit, but with zero context. Is this because he's debating giving up the suit to pursue a retired life with Vanessa? Because they definitely hinted at Deadpool starting a family with Vanessa in Deadpool 2. Deadpool is then shown various clips from the MCU. 2 clips from Avengers Age of Ultron, 1 clip from Thor Ragnarok, and 3 clips from Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty funny. The fact that Marvel is showing clips from the best MCU movies and none of the trash that was released in the last few years, it's like they're trying to push it under the rug and hope that everyone just forgets about them. And to even confirm this further, Deadpool then responds by saying he is the Marvel Jesus, and he's here to save Marvel from their sins in being the trashy projects that they've released in the past few years and the previous 2 phases that no one has really cared about, besides a few little projects here and there. I'm not saying that absolutely everyone is hating on the MCU right now, but compared to the hype that the first 3 phases of the MCU brought for people, phase 4 and 5 literally had none of that except for possibly Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy. Deadpool 3 is absolutely Marvel trying to course correct and softly reset, especially after releasing the worst ever received MCU movie in the box office as the film before this one. We also get a few clips and glimpses into important plot points for this movie, with Deadpool in a snowy forest very similar to the opening of Age of Ultron. So would Deadpool not only be jumping universes, but possibly time traveling again? We also get a shot of a desert or a possible apocalyptic location with a returning character, but more on that in a minute, as we are shown a bald head from behind, which could very well be Charles Xavier, but honestly, it doesn't look like Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy, so this could possibly be a brand new character and perhaps the main villain of this film. I have seen a few theories online of people saying that it could be Cassandra Nova, who is the sister of Charles Xavier, and she's also bald. So this could definitely be a possibility. Deadpool also wakes up in a skull-shaped bed, which also hints towards some type of apocalyptic location that could be in this film. There is a low possibility that it could be the Savage Land, which is a dinosaur island that appears in the X-Men comics. So that's possibly a place that Deadpool could explore in this film. But the highest possibility, and my most likely theory, is that this apocalyptic location is the Void at the end of time. This location is where the TVA puts things that they kill, and they don't really have anywhere else to put it, because there's a big smoky dragon that lives there and just eats everything so that it doesn't become a problem for the TVA anymore. We are then shown the first tease of Wolverine in his patch persona, where he helps run a casino with the Hulk in the comics. Now, speaking of Wolverine, obviously the main Wolverine that we're getting here is the classic Wolverine in his yellow and blue suit, played by Hugh Jackman. But there are rumors going around that there could be variant Wolverines in this as well, possibly played by Karl Urban or Daniel Radcliffe. And this could very well be one of those variant Wolverines, especially considering the fact that the original Wolverine from the OG X-Men movies is dead. He died at the end of Logan as an old man, and this main Wolverine that we are getting in this film is a lot younger and is obviously played by Hugh Jackman. So that leads the question of, is this main Wolverine a variant Wolverine, or is this just more time travel shenanigans, and is this the OG Wolverine just younger and in his correct costume? I don't think Disney want to confuse or overwhelm too many people with this crossover event, so I think we're just going to have maybe a few little variants here and there, but when it comes down to the sci-fi storytelling, it's mostly going to be time traveling shenanigans. Deadpool is then suited up in his costume by multiple people. This is the first time we've seen something like this, as he usually suits up by himself, which makes me think that he is going to be teaming up with the TVA for possibly a sequence or two, because I honestly think he's going to turn on them pretty quickly, because literally in the next scene we see Deadpool killing a heap of TVA soldiers. Why is Deadpool doing this? Well, my theory is that once he realizes the TVA are only interested in saving him from the Fox universe and none of the other characters, he's probably going to want to save them. And by them, I mean Vanessa and his friends that we saw at the beginning of the trailer. To confirm this theory even more, we see the Fox symbol literally destroyed on the floor behind Deadpool as he reloads his gun in classic slow-mo Deadpool fashion. And I'm assuming this scene at least takes place in the Void, as the TVA just dumped the Fox symbol there, not knowing what to do with it. A TVA soldier is then eaten by the big smoky dragon that lives in the Void, and we see a different looking soldier behind him dressed in an apocalyptic type outfit. So my theory here is that the TVA approached Deadpool, he teams up with them, and then he kills the squad that he's assigned with once he realizes the intentions with the other Fox characters. The TVA then send Deadpool to the Void to get rid of him, but they are then ambushed by some apocalyptic soldiers that live in the Void. They are then attacked by the smoky dragon that comes along and eats the TVA team that brought Deadpool to the Void. Deadpool then teams up with the apocalyptic people from the Void to find Wolverine to help him on his mission in saving his friends. That's my theory for the opening act of this movie. Now, this is an interesting one here, because in the next scene, it shows Deadpool getting thrown through a car, breaking his arm, but then immediately snapping it back into place and healing it. His healing factor is way quicker here. So I don't know if the TVA give Deadpool some kind of upgrade to speed up his healing factor, or if he's just more overpowered in the MCU, or if it's something to do with Wolverine. I'm not 100% sure because this scene is just a split second long, but it could very well be way more important than we think. Yes, Deadpool's healing factor in the first two Deadpool movies is pretty quick, but it does take time. It usually takes him a day or so to fully heal up. And when his hands are broken in the first Deadpool movie, when he's fighting Colossus, it takes him a few minutes to get them back to the way they were. But in this scene, it's literally instant. There is definitely some kind of difference here. We get another look at another apocalyptic soldier looking around with a satellite. I'm not sure if this is a satellite that they use to track the big smoky dragon that lives in the void to avoid him, or maybe it's just to pick up signals of new people that enter the void, and maybe that's how they track down Deadpool to ambush him with the TVA agents. We get a couple more shots of Deadpool killing TVA agents, and then we get this amazing shot of Deadpool just chilling in a car that's covered in blood. This was the shot for me that I was like, yes, thank God we are not getting a Disney family-friendly Deadpool that has limited violence, and maybe there's just a little bit of blood here and there, but we are getting an entire car full of blood, so we're absolutely getting some gory kills in this movie, and they are not holding back. And here's a big one here. We get Pyro returning as one of the apocalyptic soldiers that live in the void, and he might possibly be leading the team there. I don't 100% think he's going to be the leader though. I think they're going to save that for a bigger character. I feel like he might just be like one of the minions that lives there. But it is a fun surprise to see him returning, as where the last time we saw him, he was getting his ass kicked by Iceman, so it's nice to know that he's not dead, and he's in a much more comic accurate costume, so that's really cool too. Deadpool then does one of his classic weight maneuvers where he tries to talk his way out of trouble while he's building up a plan to kill everyone that's attacking him. He's done this in the previous films before, so this is a fun little callback to Deadpool's classic battle strategies. And we finally get a fun glimpse at Wolverine in his classic costume, kicking Deadpool through a wall and approaching him to stab him. So my theory here is that Deadpool's going to run into Wolverine at the end of Act 1, and it's going to be Deadpool and Wolverine for the rest of the movie moving forward, because technically this is Deadpool 3, so giving away the whole first act by himself feels fair. So Deadpool and Wolverine are obviously going to fight at first, and I feel like they're going to get some pretty sweet gore, and we're going to get some really fun uses of their healing factor in this scene, but I think Sabretooth is going to be in this fight as well. He's probably going to join them after a little bit, and then they're going to team up together to fight and kill Sabretooth. I think Deadpool's going to be the one to kill Sabretooth, and he's going to earn a little bit of Wolverine's respect here, and the two of them are going to bond over that together, which is going to make them team up to save the Fox characters together. My reason behind this theory is because of some of the photo leaks that we've seen already, and we've seen a photo of Deadpool literally holding Sabretooth's head, so that's where I'm getting this information from. Plus the fact that I think once Deadpool realizes the seriousness of the situation that he's in, he's going to realize he's bitten off way more that he can chew, and he's going to need someone's help. So why not ask for the help of Wolverine, the character he's literally been mentioning in the previous two movies, and plus the fact that they have very similar power sets, so having these two very overpowered characters teaming up together would just make one crazy strong team. Now that is the plot for Act 1 of the movie. What's the plot for Act 2 and Act 3? I'm not 100% sure. Although we do get a Secret Wars comic reveal right at the end of the trailer, which could hint or foreshadow towards what happens at the end of the film. Speaking of the end of the film as well, we have had some other casts confirmed to be in this film. Jennifer Gardner's Elektra being one of them, which is just such a super random choice, because if you're going to use her, why not grab Ben Affleck's Daredevil as well, or possibly the Fantastic Four, the Punisher, Ghost Rider? Could you honestly imagine seeing Chris Evans come back as the Human Torch? That would just be crazy. And I don't think they would just be fun little cameos of characters Deadpool's just running past and seeing in the TVA. I feel like we're gonna have some kind of massive Secret Wars kind of a battle at the end of this film with all of these characters, giving them all one final fun action sequence before they're never seen again. We will definitely be getting at least one or possibly two more trailers for this movie before it comes out in July, so they will definitely reveal more plot points for us to speculate on when that happens. So you can definitely expect me to make a video on that when they come out. If you enjoyed this and these videos are your kind of thing, feel free to absolutely smash that like or subscribe button. It really helps me and the channel out. And if there's anything that I missed in this trailer that was critical to the plot, or just anything that was randomly really important, feel free to mention it in the comments below and let me know so we can talk about it. I love to chat to you all about Deadpool in the comments. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video.